What the fuck is he saying when he said that something, man? What the fuck he saying?
Well, man, I had no idea.
I think that should be saying gay. He say sexy, man.
What? What?
That shit sound gay. It sound like he's.
I'm in the bucket. Paid 200 for it. My little nigga thuggin' even got me paranoid. Just a minute, nigga, gotta go. Double again, I got dreams out of California. Ooh, damn. I don't know how you gonna get out of that one.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Damn.
This one across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Prescott to throw this time. Escaping the pressure right. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Oh, boy, partner, did that just happen? I've got my hand over my eyes right now because, like him, it's going to haunt my dreams, too. He was wide open. How did he overthrow him there?
Defensively, just very lucky. You know that they got away with one there. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. It was a solid check down there with pressure coming, wasn't it?
It was, because you're trying to go through your progression, and when you have that type of pressure in your face, it changes what you're doing and how fast you have to do your reads, and able to come back and find him in open space. That's a really nice play.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. First down run for Elliott, not going to pan out. He'll, in fact, wind up losing a couple. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
He goes full extension, and he's got it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. A little second effort there on the strong run. And then drop just inside of the 20. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 on the Seahawks 19.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown from 19 yards away. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Check 31, check 31. Check, crunch. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. He's coming. Friday.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
From the 29, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. This is Carson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. But it doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. Here's Carson. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it 2nd down and 12.
Here we go, D. It's just me and you. I'll go special. I'll go special. Check 9. Alert. 57.
On 2nd and 12, Wilson, he sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. He's got Lockett. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A very solid gain of 27. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Hey, 0. Good job right there. 57.
Wilson will throw again. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's a baby shot. Check.
They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson eluding the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence. And that will force a turnover on downs. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point. As opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing, often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down. Fourth down, Prescott. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. Under pressure, they got him again. DeMarcus Lawrence able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Christian Covington in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Right there, 54, right there, 54.
3rd and long, it's Wilson being chased out left. Now the pressure gets to him again. Jalen Smith, that's now back-to-back sacks, and it brings up 4th down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 39, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Yo, 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 yo. Yo.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Hey.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Randy Gregory showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now it's Carson. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the 1st half of play. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Buying time to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Christian Covington picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hey, Fresno.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Seahawks, nothing.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
The ball comes out, and this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Randy Gregory. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. Now Elliott. A good run on 1st down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? And this is going to be intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it. Switching gears for a second, Charles. This last week has not been kind to quarterbacks who are toward the end of their career. You think about Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, both with injuries, and then Eli Manning, he's heading to the bench.
Maybe we look at it as a collective passing of the torch, not in a way that anyone really wants when we talk about Brees and Roethlisberger due to injury, although I expect Brees to be back before this season is over and play. Eli, it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. Will he accept that role as the number 2? Will someone else in the league want Eli Manning to quarterback for them? But overall, think about who's still left out there. The Tom Brady's of the world, we're seeing a lot of his guys maybe start to transition.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Here's Wilson to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
Now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Throwing is Wilson. Forced out to his left. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. While we have a second, wanted to check in on how the first-year head coaches are doing, because week 1 was not very kind to them. They went 1-6-1. Matt LaFleur was the only winner. But week 2, not a ton better, Charles. They were 3-5.
And really not a surprise. And remember, Freddie Kitchens and Adam Gase squared off on Monday night with Freddie Kitchens and the Browns getting the victory. But Bruce Arians, Matt LaFleur, they won this week as well. But again, not a major surprise, because typically, if you're a new head coach, you took over a bad team, so you're just trying to build and get better. But Matt LaFleur right now, the clear winner, 2-0 in the early going.
On third down, Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on fourth. They're going to try and throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Sean Lee. Charles, a little league-wide news as the Browns were taking care of the Jets on Monday Night Football Week 2. We got word that Dolphins safety Minkah Fitzpatrick continuing the exodus from Miami. He was traded to the Steelers in exchange for a first-round draft pick next spring.
And that means Miami is exchanging a 1, Minkah Fitzpatrick, who they use that to acquire, for a 1 next spring. And how valuable will that pick be? Well, the Steelers are 0-2. Ben Roethlisberger's out for the season. This could turn out to be a high #1 pick, because the Steelers have been struggling this season, lit up by Tom Brady, Russell Wilson in successive weeks to start the year. We could have a Steelers team that could turn into a top 10 pick for the Miami Dolphins.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs. So that'll back him up 5.
Let's go now. 54 Mike. I'm here all day.
$15 yards on the play, first down.
A gain of 15. First down, Cowboys.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. He's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
A 36-yard attempt.
The kick by Maher is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
This will be taken in at the 1. Oh, nice spin.
Oh, that brought back bad memories. There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the pass.
Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Touch 50, touch 50. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog. Watch that, watch that, watch that. Slam, slam, slam. Tempo, tempo.
Oh, they'll try the sweep. It's Lockett with it, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. To the right side, incomplete to Metcalf. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 29-yard line. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hey, hey.
They go play action with Wilson. Steps away. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Jordan Lewis right there on the coverage.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Play action. Now Wilson. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. Out to his left. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. DK Metcalf there to make the grab, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
4 down. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
To throw again is Wilson. That's caught. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. So the lead shaved to 2 now as the kickoff is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Kill. 54's Mike. Check. Watch the
Now this time he'll look to throw. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Michael Kendricks coming in to drop him.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Prescott now. Flushed out right. He's looking long for Witten. And that is incomplete. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Quick, 3-15. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go. 54. Big stop, G. Big run.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Dancing to his left. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Wilson to throw. And he'll be brought down well short of the first at about the 9-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So on now comes the kicker. It's Jason Myers. This to take the lead here in the final minute. Myers' kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Past the 20. And he cuts it right into space. A big run that time by Elliott. And even 70 yards. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. One possession game, time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Metcalf once again the target, and it's 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. 54. I'm coming. One's left. Mike's 5'4". Mike's 5'4". Mike's 5'4".
Throwing now is Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now.
Incomplete. It's 4th down.
And down by 5. They've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He can run for it, and he will. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to be incomplete. Tip they were looking for but couldn't secure it, and this one's over. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D, as their guys will do battle. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Go, go, go. Alert blow, alert blow.
Now it's Trubisky. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky, escaping the pressure right. And this is incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Hey, exit. 54. 18. Tighten up. Pull together. Reps in.
Trubisky to throw again. That's complete right side to Gabriel. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Taylor Gabriel, 36 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Cowboys take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Prescott to throw this time. Steps away to his left. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Bears take over.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. And he completes it to Cohen. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. Fielded at the 20. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
It's 2nd and 10.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They'll need to convert a 3rd and 7, though, to start things out. And he's got some space here. The 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tavon Austin, 50 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And that touchdown drive happened very, very quickly. You knew that they had the quick strike ability. They showed it.
And for a defense that understands that, it still drives them crazy when it actually happens to them. Fast and furious, there came the points.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Trubisky to Gabriel, middle of the field. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And he fires one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. CD, we want to remind folks, in honor of its 100th season, the NFL is encouraging fans to join players, teams, and the NFL family in a year-long volunteer initiative called Huddle for 100. Choose a cause, volunteer 100 minutes of your time, and help shape what your community will look like for the next 100 years. Visit NFL.com/huddle for 100 to track your minutes and get rewarded. Being chased out left. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 57 yards. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
At the 26-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. A Chicago first down. The former Jag, Allen Robinson, on the catch from Trubisky.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now Trubisky to throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. Well, we talked about the Madden Classic earlier, but we should also remind you that time is running out to represent your favorite club in the Madden NFL Club Championship. 32 of the best Madden competitors in the world will face off in the final live from the EA Broadcast Center in December. Register today for a chance to take home a piece of the largest prize pool in MCS history, over $700,000. Visit MaddenChampionship.com/compete by October 7th to receive a bonus Team Elite Fantasy Pack in Ultimate Team.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. So a 3rd and 10, and defensively, a dime look. 6 DBs. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. He's going to find his man. That's Tavon Austin. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
58, come on. Hey, time.
On first down, it's Elliott. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Buying time to his left. Now he'll go deep down the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Let him know, let him know. Here we go, 46, 46. 46.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Forced out to his left. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Running with Elliott. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. At first glance, I actually wasn't sure that he got it, but he ended up getting it by about a full yard.
He certainly did, but it took a little effort, didn't it? Took some nice push, a little crease inside, and some determined running to make sure that he got the first down.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. The decision to go for it on 4th has worked out twice on this drive already. Here we go again on 4th down. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that, but by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield, a loss of 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
After the made field goal, Marr back out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Going for the deep ball. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. From the site that many call the loudest in the NFL, we are inside Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Marr now to kick this one away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Joker, 23, 43.
He's got the first down and more past midfield. And cuts out right sideline. Mecole Hardman, the intended target. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation.
Banjo, banjo, banjo.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Kill, kill, kill. Protein spill.
Second down and goal. Mahomes eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Check, 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 check. Yellow. Back, back, back. Motion, 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 motion.
They'll run it with Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Well, that's a solid opening drive, and nothing fancy there at the end, just pounded in.
That felt like old school football, didn't it? All right, down at the goal line. And not only were they able to punch it in, as you just emphasized, they did it against a goal line defense that's stacked to stop the run. So if you're on that offensive side of the ball, you feel great about yourself right now. You're actually able to dominate a group that expected you to run the ball and still punched it in.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Elliott on 1st down going absolutely nowhere. So he'll lose about 3 on the play. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
They give it to Williams, running right. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Check nickel.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
15.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. He'll let this go for the end zone. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 39 yards. Now the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. And he knew he was going to take a shot in the pocket. He did, but he also found a way to get it into the end zone.
And that has to ease the pain a little bit of the shot he took, didn't it? Being able to throw it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
That's the score. Chiefs 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession. They've got a 3rd down and 5 to start things out. A tackle, and he's got an alley. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. And he gets this only to the 41, not near enough for the first. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here go 46. Get ready. 44 is the mic. 46.
Now Prescott on 4th down. he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Darren Lee. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, down 2 touchdowns already. I guess they felt they needed to go for it, but still early, still first half.
I think conventional wisdom says, look, as you point out, you got a whole half to play. Hang in there. Don't give up any more points in this situation. Do a little adjusting at the half and come out ready to go. But sometimes those coaches can just sense their team. Maybe they're a little flat or they need a little extra inspiration. And he decided to go for it there to try and kickstart things.
On 2nd and 11 now. Hill. And incomplete here, so a little razzle-dazzle on that one, but they couldn't hook up, and it's 3rd down. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Yellow. 480. 54. Focus, defense, focus. Yellow, yellow. 54.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time.
And I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else, end up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Yellow, yellow.
Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Williams. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Butker on for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A boost here to start the drive after the penalty. It's 1st and 5. On first down, a running play ends up going backwards as he won't get close to the line of scrimmage. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards.
Yeah, and that was a safety that came through and made the play. Mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Stiff undo. And the Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now this time he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down.
Hey, 47. 26.
They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
15. Hey, watch the slant. Shift.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, 43. Check three.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position. Now facing 3rd down. To throw, it's Mahomes. Dancing to his... Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He had gained really good yardage, but that's what you tell your quarterbacks, right? Get down after you got the run.
You don't have to prove your toughness. You know, I think that's what a lot of coaches are trying to preach to their guys. Get the yardage, get down, protect the football, and protect yourself from extra hits as well.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football. Full half to be played. Extra point by Marr, up and good. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. 2nd and 12. Prescott. And on the left side, he's got Witten. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
So coming up empty here to start the 3rd quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
Here's Prescott. And it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. They'll try to get this running game going with Williams. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Mahomes now to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. It's Christian Covington who notches the sack there. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Chidobe Awuzie there to make the play in coverage.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it on line, but it comes up about a rotation short. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
They start on the ground with Elliott. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now Prescott. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Past the 20. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the night. As his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They run it again with Williams. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
The tackler made at the 36-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Attack.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. So nursing a slim lead, and that is the opposite of protecting that slim lead.
All I can think here is that head coach, he knows more about what's going on with his team than we do. He must know something's up. Either he has trouble with his punter, right? He's worried about his defense. There's an explanation in there that we're going to ask for after the game, because in this situation, I wouldn't have done that in normal circumstances, but maybe he thought my best opportunity is with my offense.
Yeah, interesting. Back in their own territory. Now we'll see what transpires. Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
40 set. 15 line it. 15 line it. Here we go. Check it out, read. Lock. Get right.
Elliott a first down and more. And finally wrestled down at the 11. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
I was used to joke with my teammates who carried the ball a lot. When we got in these situations and they were carrying us home, I used to tell them, boy, you guys just look like Paul Bunyan, just growing stronger, bigger, tougher. And all night long, he's carried this team.
He has indeed. Everything magnified right now. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. As they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Hasn't had his best game running the football here tonight, but, hey, that's a critical spot right there to convert on 3rd down.
Shining just a little bit brighter right now, aren't they? You remember the beginning of the game? If he gets this first down, everybody's happy. That's cool. But here, that was critical, and it really energizes him.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
At the 43-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game.
Chopper, chopper. Switch. Hold the look. Hold. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. I got you. 54.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Sponge.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Check now. Attack. Check. Motion out of the backfield.
The busy night continues for Williams. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The Chiefs on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Pilot 64, weak.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
57's right. Watch the run. Check 2015.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's going to go for a big play now. And this is caught. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. He's at the 30, 10. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. But go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game.
Cut.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. The Cowboys on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 15. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at